like she was playing with the guy, the other guy's husky, and he was like, "Oh, you should let her go because she's playing with dogs and stuff. So you should be able to let her go and nothing should happen, right?" Now, so I was like, okay, yeah, let me try just like letting her go. So I took off her leash and she just bolted. Well, she at first she kind of just like tripped, like was testing the water. She just walked a little bit, and then after a while she just bolted straight like up, like out of the beach, and she wanted to go to get the squirrels, and so she ran towards the squirrels, and she went up, and I was just chasing her the whole time. I didn't have a shirt on, and I didn't have any shoes on either. I was barefoot. And she ran up, and I was scared because this is right on the highway, like right on PCH. So I was scared she's gonna go and get run over by a car. So she kept running, and then I kept running after her, and she probably ran for at least a mile and a half, at least. And this was not like normal jogging running. This was like intense running. Like I didn't walk at all. Like this was full on, as fast as I could go without getting tired and keeping her on my vision type of running, and like some sprints here and there too, just to catch her. Couldn't catch her. No matter what I did, couldn't catch her. And I was like, okay, well, today's the day where it's done, sort of thing. There's no way I'm gonna be able to catch her today. And so, but we just kept at it, and then eventually, I got to the, we got all the. She eventually went up out of the beach to where the highway was and stuff. But there's like a sidewalk, and then there's like a highway. And then so she was like running on the sidewalk. There's a bunch of people there too, and nobody's like helping out at all. Like some people are kind of like shocked that like, oh, what's exactly is going on, so they just don't register, and then some people just like refuse to help. Um, so eventually though we got to the end of the road, and then she was about to cross the road, which would have been really bad because then I would have been like fighting traffic. I'm hoping that she didn't cross, but she got a little scared in crossing, and then this woman like kind of grabbed her right before she crossed, and thanks to her we were able to like catch her, and then brought her back, and I scolded her so much, and she knew she had done something wrong. But yeah, it was an eventful Saturday, and then so that's why I didn't get time to stream on Saturday, pretty much, in a nutshell. All right. Well, anyway, so we got the this guy working. We got this guy. What's his name? We got Timothy working. Is it? Yeah. So Timothy works at least like client side, so that's good. You ran over our head. Okay, so next is Clementine. I think Clementine is every time we play a spell, she can attack again. Um. Okay. Wait 1 second. What is legless? I think we changed his effect, right? We took out not avoidable. Don't remember because I remember this didn't fit. Yeah, so I think we say you can discard attack and have legless times attack again up to 3 times per turn. Yeah, then what I'm going to do is the avoidable. Okay, I took out legless names being not avoidable. Then Clementine is every time we play a spell. Okay, so let's play Clementine. Okay, let's run this. Okay. Now we have to also run this. So Clementine's effect is... Oh wait, I didn't add Clementine to the thing, did I? Okay, good thing I remembered. Here, I'm gonna say card add is new Clementine. And then here we'll add, instead of here we'll add, let's do, what's a good spell? Let's do robbery. It's an easy one. Let's do necessary loan. And let's do Colossus gift. No. Market crash. Yeah, let's do market crash. Necessary loan. Okay, let's do that. Might need to run this again. Yeah. Because it auto compiles, and if it compiles while it's running, it messes up. Okay, so we have the server running. Let's run that. And let's start this. Yeah, now, so that's why if I keep yawning throughout the stream or something, I'm tired because I've had to take care of my dog for so long. Okay, so let's do Clementine. And then let's end and end. If I play this, okay. Jigga, let's end and then let's play like Sinfire or something here. Okay, so let's play this. Okay, then let's attack with Saint. So I should be able to attack twice. Oh wait, what the heck? I can keep doing it, lol. Robbery. Did I never test robbery? Maybe I did, but I didn't take that into consideration. Yep. Well, going through every single one of this will take too long, so let's just hope that the rest are okay. Okay, let's do this again. Good thing I found that. It's a good bug to find. Okay, let's run the server again. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with these bears. Doesn't make any sense. Let me debug this real quick. Let me debug the other freaking project. I'm gonna disable the overlay for right now. And I'm gonna drag this over. Oh, I know why. I was testing stuff and I forgot to enable this again. God damn it. It's taking time. It's an easy fix. It's in... Yeah, I just commented this out by accident. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so you're there. Let's run this. Yeah, that sounds good. And then let's run the overlay. Okay. Okay. Wait, question though, why is this not appearing? Well, whatever. I'll have to test that later. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with the overlay, but we'll just see. Okay, so now let's do this. Okay, what was I doing? Barely barren, cleansing. Okay, so Clementine, attack more every time. Yeah, I won't have to even do that thing. Let's play Clementine. Okay, let's play... No. I have to have a... Let's play robbery. Let's play robbery again. Let's attack. I should be able to attack twice now. Okay, now if I attack again, shouldn't be able to. Okay, 3 times. Can I attack again? Okay. So now if I play another spell, interesting. But I only played 2 spells before that. Okay, so let's see this again. I think, yeah, I think I need to change this to be the same as Crow, so I remember. Yeah, it's this. Let's just do in times attacked. And then we'll say spells play this turn. So we have spells play this turn. So let's get spells played by player. Spells played by player this turn into player. Then we'll go through for each spell S and spells played this turn. If S dot spell server is player, let's increase total, and we will return total. Right, and then what we're gonna do server, okay, so server receiver dot players to no dot spells, yeah. Okay, and then we'll say if spells played so yeah, so if we're gonna say if times attacked is less than or equal to spells played. Oh, what? Third took out added can't avoid. The heck? Oh wait, no, that's for the other one. Okay, yeah. So we have times attacked if that's less than or equal to spells played. So yeah. We don't need this. And then we'll say times attacked is 0. Also when it dies. Okay, so if I play one spell, I should be able to attack twice. If I play 2 spells, I should be able to attack 3 times. If I play 4 spells, I should be attacked. If I play 3 spells, so I should be able to attack plus 1 amount of. Is that what it happens right now? So it checks attack. If I attacked already, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work because if I attacked already, we only want to check. Yeah, we only want to do this. Okay, we only want to do Clementine attacking if the times attacked is less than or equal to spells played, but only if so We don't. This won't work. We only want to increase times attacked if we used it for. So we played one spell. No, so yeah, so we're only gonna say if. We're gonna say times attack plus plus. And then times attack plus plus again. So what we want to do is we're only going to increase times attacked. Yeah, no. So we're going to check. Yeah, so we're going to check if this spell's played. Then times attacked plus plus. Otherwise, times attacked. No, times attacked is equal to 1. So now if I... Yeah, so then what we need to do is... no. We increase times attacked if spells plays are greater than 0. And then if spells is greater than 0 and this. Yeah, so we can just actually put this here. So if you played one spell, then you should be able to attack twice. Right? So if I attack, and then if I play a spell, where is this called? Attack server. Okay, so when a spell is... Ooh, this is more complicated than I thought it would be. Okay, so... you also need to check when a spell is played. So... other card entered server. We're going to check attack again. Here we're going to check end game state instance receiver. Yeah, so if the server receiver yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, this is spells played. And then we're going to say, if the spells played is greater than 0, and the times attacked is equal to the spells played, and the server receiver dot bears attack this turn. Okay, so spells played. The thing I need to do is check. Okay, yeah, so we add that at the beginning. Okay, so if you played a spell and you haven't attacked with that spell, so let's say I play Clementine, then I play a spell, then what I'm doing is I played Clementine, then I attacked, then I played a spell. Then I should be that I've attacked 0 times and I've played 1 spell. So then I should remove this and then it should increase the time attack. But if I play and then I attack, then I play a spell, and then I attack, then it'll say, okay, remove it. And then I should be able to attack again. And then it'll be like, okay, this time since you already used it, then it don't attack. Yeah. So if card.getType dot is same or subclass of type of spell, and played card here. Okay, so let's try this now. Man, I exited the server by accident. If I woke up. What is this? Okay, so we have the server running here. Okay. Okay. Okay, Cheryl. So I need to play, and then I'm just gonna play 3 cards here. I'm gonna try attacking first. Okay, and then I'm going to try attacking again. Okay, now if I play robbery, I'm gonna target. Now attack again. Okay, now I'm gonna play robbery. What do you mean? There is. There are no bears. Okay, robbery is also all sorts of messed up. Oh, this ignores the wrong player. Oh wait, no, we're good. Okay, so I'm not gonna do this. If I is less than 3, I plus plus. And get card at I, does that return? Yeah. Okay. It's pretty easy fix there. On the server again. Might have to end. I have to play some cards. Let's play Robert twice. Okay. I should be able to attack 4 times. Let's see if that's what happens. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Can I just keep attacking forever? Okay, so I attacked 1 more than I should have been able to. Played 3 spells. Should have been able to attack 4 times.
Ask himself where things went wrong, why he feels so calm, in hopes that things start changing someday soon.
So I attacked.
He's got it all. He's got the life that they all said that he would want. Oh, he's got it good. So why the hell can't he start feeling like he?
So let's say I played 3 cards, right? So I played 3 cards. And then, I don't think we need this. No, I do, yeah. So, say I played 3 cards. So I played 3 cards, and then I attack for the first time. Then it'll say times attack should be 3. So I'll keep a reference to this. So let's say I played 3 spells, right? Then spells played should equal 3. Okay, and then we say spells played is greater than 0 times attacked is 0. Okay, so then we say spells played is 3 times attacked is 0, so remove him. So we have bears attacked this turn, and then we'll say it's this, and then we remove him, so 3 zeros, and then we remove him, so then that becomes nothing. And then we say spells played, times attacked plus plus, so that's 1. And I have attacked once, I've removed, I've attacked once. And then it's okay, now we play another spell, so spells played is now 2. Now we have to say 3. And then I attack again, so this would be 2. And I've attacked a total of 3 times. This should be less than, I think. Yeah, this should be less than. That's the problem. Because when it removes, then technically you can attack twice. When this gets removed, you can attack twice now, not just once more. This counts as 2 turns. Well, 1 turn, but when this gets removed, if you've already attacked and then this gets removed, so you technically attacked twice with this. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so let's play Clementine. Okay, so we have Clementine. I think that's good. Yeah, so yeah, let's end. Just play a couple cards. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Just see. Oh wait, no, I do have to play a couple cards, so I can play robbery. Okay, so let's play robbery twice. And then let's play necessary loan. So it's 3 cards. I should be able to attack 4 times. This is 1. 2. 3. 4. Nice. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I know. Me neither. Okay, so that works. Clementine's done. That was harder than I thought it would be. I thought this would be done in like a second. But this is why we test. Next is Milby. Oh right, I've already tested Milby. But let's just see if he works with because I didn't test him in the server. So let's see. Okay, so we have 17's ancient, 18. Okay, yeah. Okay, it's running. I'm gonna run some. Okay, so let's do Milby. So let's move this. Was that the right card? Yeah, that was the wrong card. Okay, what? Why? So the order wasn't correct. What is card drawn set as? Interessante. So at the top of the deck here, then we say effect data at cards is equal to the array. Okay. And then we say original card positions. Okay, I think I already can see the problem. Original card positions, maybe this should be a dictionary of int. Anyway, so original card positions. And we say new card order at the original position is the new position. Yeah, it should work. Okay, and then we say so the deck.set card at so we say the original cards at index. So we set the original cards at index to the index of the new. So the value, so we say new card order at old index equals new index. So this is the old index. This is the old index, and that's equal to the new index, which is this. So old index is equal to new index, which is right. And then we're going to say Okay, old index is equal to new index, and then we want to make it so that the old, that should be right. So why is it that the card that gets drawn is the wrong one? This is gonna give me remove the card. Oh, this is why I think. Yeah, I'm guessing this position isn't the same anymore. So yeah, in original card positions, I'm gonna say this is an instant. I'm gonna say this as I. Oh wait, no. Yeah, we do want to set this back, but we want to say this here. We want to say this at the beginning here. Okay, maybe that will fix it. Let's see. Okay, so let's play Milby. Move this. Let's do that. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I think it was just a small little thing. Okay, I need to make sure that the same thing happens in Barely Barren. Yeah, this needs to be up here. That's the only thing. So we have cars to test. So we have this is ready. Wow, I think that's pretty much all the bears except for the hard ones. Except for these 4 bears, that's all of them. And then this shaman magic obviously is spell is left to make. Before this, I'll probably do discard card working. Actually, no, probably I'll do like win condition and then I'll program these 4 and shaman magic. Okay, so Barely Barren's next. That should already work. So let's see if it does. Okay, let's run that. Run this. Okay. Okay, so let's play Barely Barren now. Interesting. Effect data was no. Oh. Yeah, so this needs to change here. If the effect data is null. Okay, it's slightly different, that's why. Server player played. Okay, and then we say activate effect client if effect data has key so we add all the cards and then we say while so while client player is -1 will yield break here. It'll return null, I mean. And then we'll say draw. Okay. We only want to draw to, yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Now here we say, okay, so here we're drawing the cards to the reveal hand. This we're sorting the cards. Then after we're done, we have to press the confirm button, right? So we have confirmed here. So we subtract confirm and we say, okay. Then we send the data with not player ID, but server, or I guess client player played. Although I don't think that matters. Okay. So we send the data back then to the server here. Okay. Yeah, then we send it back. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. Yep, that should be good. So let's run this and see what happens. Okay, running. Let's run the server here. Okay. Okay, now let's play Barely Barren. Interesting. Nothing happened. Oh, here we need to do return data send on null. It should work. Did it receive any data here? I don't think we need this. Should activate barely.
He called you a cowboy. What did he mean? What are you?
Just a humble bounty hunter, man.
Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Oh. This is just because I have this in the closet here. That closet isn't synced, so obviously that would cause stuff to not work. Restart the server. Okay, so it needs to do 5 cards. That's another thing. Should really have just made this an integer.
Know this, swimming bird. This blue eye perceives all things conjoined. The past, the future, and the present. Everything flows. And all is connected. There is nothing to fear.
Okay.
I see what you mean.
Okay, let's run this again. Hey Lance, what's up? How you doing? What's wrong with this? Shouldn't be able to play the UI card. What'd you find? Draw sanctify. Good. 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 Nice. Works. Yeah. And find one with a query through an okay. That's weird. Wait, but find all returns what? What does find all return? Does it return a list? Doesn't find all would return a like an array. And find one returns the first, so maybe if it doesn't find it, then find one returns gives an exception. Maybe find all will always return an array whether or not it finds it. It will just return an empty array if it finds nothing, and find one gives an exception if it doesn't find anything. It's the only thing I can think of. Oh, then it would give no. It doesn't do give an exception. So were you like maybe we were like using that variable somewhere? Wait, that's weird. Wait, did you figure out what the bug was though? Yeah, the exception is where it gets weird. Wait, so the bug was within the query itself. It wasn't like after the query? Oh, what does cleansing do? Okay. This will test if king select works. I think this is the first time. Let's do cleansing here. Alright, cool. Well, that's really weird. Yeah, find all shouldn't have worked. The fact that find all works is the weird part. Also, that exception is also really weird. So, you sure that the query was typed exactly right? Yeah. Log to win, man. Okay, so should include mine, so let's play. Okay, that worked. And targeting a king also worked. Wow. That's really weird. Did you end up finding what the bug was? And I feel like having some Starbucks. But that would require me driving and getting in. It's too much. Okay. Let's end. Interesting. This is empty and okay. That's an easy fix. But my question now is, the targeting should be the other way around. It should be minus instead of plus in that case. Okay. So first, let's do this. Oh wow. The code is asynchronous. I hate that. I hate when the code is asynchronous and you can't tell where the call stack is, the stack tree is. Wow. Dude, what the hell? It's probably a bug within the library then. No, not player ID equals player, not player ID. Okay, we got all the bears. Yeah, the weird part is that find all works. Maybe find all does more checks. I don't know. It's probably the way their code is written. Maybe it does like, maybe find all like somehow like organizes the schema so that it's like correct. Like even if it's not fully correct, but find one doesn't. Something like that. I don't know. Okay. So that should work. Now the only thing I'm thinking is okay, so in selection UI, what I want to do is I want to check if the yeah, selection pop-up it's called. If td utils, no, we'll just do if camera.main. No, if td utils dot drain dot out of position dot position in camera dot main. If it's not in position, selection object size times 2. So this will make it so that it's underneath rather than on top. Oh, nice. Dude, console.log is always better, man. I have yet for anybody to tell me why debugger is better. Okay, wait, I don't need to do this. I actually want to just go to the scene here. And I'm gonna play cleansing. Yeah, okay, so that's not correct. Let's go this again. Oh no, I quit Unity by accident. Debugging on a Discord stream is a nice challenge. Yeah. How much longer till you get your laptop? Wow, that sucks. You gotta get that expedited shipping, man. Okay. Okay, I think this should hopefully work. Otherwise, I have an idea on how to make this better. You did? Wow. Even then? So lads, you weren't here when I told the story about what happened on Saturday. So I didn't stream on Saturday because I had a dentist appointment and my dentist is like an hour away from here. And they also have a dog beach there. It's like Huntington Beach, so they have like a dog beach. So we took our dog there. And at the beginning, my dog straight up ate a squirrel. Like half of the squirrel. It just chunked it and ate it. Like it caught the squirrel and ate it. And it was like a baby squirrel. But granted, the squirrels there are like rats. Like there's just a lot of them. So it's like not that hard to catch one, but still it was pretty disgusting. Like you could see the guts of the squirrels coming out and shit. It's pretty bad. And then after that, we went to the beach, and then I let my dog off the leash at one point because this one guy was like, oh, you can let huskies off the leash because we've only had her for like 3 weeks, so we know like some of her traits but not all of them yet. So then he was like, oh, you can just let her off. So then I was like, okay, let me try letting her off the leash. And then she just ran for the squirrels and she bolted like all the way up the beach and she almost ran into traffic at one point. And this is like highway traffic. Cars are going like super quickly. But thankfully, like a girl was able to catch her right before she went into traffic, and then I got the leash on her and stuff. But Jesus Christ, that was an eventful Saturday, tiring Saturday. I ran for 1.5 miles without shoes and like completely barefoot on the road and without a shirt on. So it was a brown guy chasing after a white dog with no shoes, no shirt. It was an interesting day to say the least. Oh, I'm going to see what this looks like. Okay. So, okay, what does it look like if I do it here? Okay. Wait, this still is shouldn't be saying it's out of position. I'm programming more cards, pretty much. There's, I think, there's only a couple left. There's this many left, and right now I'm trying to fix this thing where the UI goes out of the screen. Trying to see what I can do for that. Oh, this shouldn't be camera main. This should be ddutils dot UI camera. Should be the UI camera here. Selection position. Let's divide this by 2. Let's see if this works. Are you serious? I quit Unity again. It's really hard to see when it's not, when I shouldn't quit Unity. Can't wait till I'm done with these cards. I think I might later on at stream also like write out the story. I don't know if I want to do that on a stream though, because it's kind of like ruining the story. But at the same time, I mean, why not, right? It'd be hard for you guys to visualize it until you actually see it. Okay, with this. Server didn't restart, but I quit. Great. Sprinting, otherwise known as chasing the dog. She's got to be barefoot though. I don't know why I did this. I just need to test. It's still not in the position, and that's annoying. You know what I can do though? God damn it, close Unity again. Keep doing this, man. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just run. Okay, so how does this is a hard one. Maybe let's like rotate it. So if it's not in the position, then we rotate it by 90 degrees. Selection UI. What is it called? Selection pop-up. Selection object. Transform. Rotation. Let's rotate it by. Okay, wait. Let's see. It's gonna be in bottle lobby. No, bottle scene. And let's see, what's it called? Selection pop-up. See if I rotate it by 90 degrees, what happens? See if I rotate it by 180, what happens? Yeah, okay, so this is what I can do. Okay, rotate it by 180, and then what I'm going to do is both of these buttons, they're going to have a DD follow position on them. DD follow object, calculate the offset. No, they're both gonna have follow this. And then we'll calculate it. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna unparent here. Okay, now here we're gonna say else quaternion dot identity. Okay. So if it's out of the camera, then we rotate it by 180. Oh, wait. Ooh. Interesting. Why is it also... Wait, these shouldn't have it though. Let's try this again. I see. Okay, so these need to unparent even before. So we can just copy these, put these here, and then we'll deactivate them. And then I think this gets component in children here. Buttons and text meshes. Let's search for buttons here. Okay, yeah, we're good. So actually we can leave these in here. What we're gonna do is buttons at I, transform parent, I'm gonna set that to null. Text meshes at I. And we have set active here, right? We'll go through each of them. Hi Panda, what's up? Oh, your name is so big, you can barely see it. Gets really tiny. Okay. We'll go from 0 to buttons.length, and then we'll say buttons at I set active as false, and text meshes at I. We'll do the same thing for true and false. And same here. Yeah, okay, so here we're gonna set it to active and inactive at the right time. Okay, that's good. Okay, so next we're gonna say okay, so we're gonna check the gray out, Okay, so that's good for there. And then at the top here, when it sets the parent to null, we need to also I think yeah, buttons and I text meshes and I body love. Okay. Oh, also I think rotation here. Yeah, this used to be local rotation, but I'll check that later. What? Oh, this should still be in here. That's why. Dude, it is like a super weird bug. I'm like 100% sure it's just something with the way they checked things. Like the way that internal library method works, it's probably something with that. God damn, dude. I added you here. Why are you not? Oh, these aren't active. They should be active. Okay. What is wrong now? What the hell? Okay, wait. First things first. First things first. The text messages shouldn't be unparented. I messed that up. Dude, implant was a success. Oh yeah, this tooth is fake. This one? This one. You could tell if you look up close. That is why I went to the dentist. Tanks, man. Okay, so I need to check here. Yes, you do. Because it's bacteria gets inside of it. Like inside of the thing. You have to brush and floss it. Actually, even more carefully. Okay, so here, yeah, so first thing I need to do is take this out. And take this out. Okay. What is this, man? It's only this one. Oh, I need to uncheck on parent. This needs to be like this, and they both need to uncheck on parent. Okay, that should fix that. Let's see if it works. Okay, that does work. Now I want to check another thing. This should be rotate. And this should be local rotation. And then I want to check if the UI camera here, does it have a defined object? It does. So it should work theoretically. Okay, a couple things. First, why is the rotation off? Second, why is... Okay. Or why is it... We know this one. what should the rotation be then?
Only just because you are alone. Ever since we said goodbye, well, I just happened to be both. I took my heart to California, now it's broken. And I love you just the same.
Oh, I see. Should be 90. Okay. So we want to keep the X rotation as 90. Okay, that should fix it. Okay, so now if I play this, if I choose this, it's not rotated at all. It is rotated. Is it rotated? Let me check. It is rotated. So it should be rotated. Okay, good. Okay, now where is it? Okay, so it's negative 1.5. Sorry, what's the Z? 0.7. Let me put this here to see. So it should be like this. So 0.482. 0.73, so it's around 0.3 less. And now what's the 0.1? So here we'll say minus equals let's say selection position. Let's try this. It's different because it has to be the Y that's changing. See what this does. Okay, so let's play. Okay, what? Now it's saying everything is out of position. Alright, good night, Lance. Good night, good night. Okay, so we're positioning camera. How does this check? So instead of positioning camera, let's do Oh, position in camera, I don't think checks Z, does it? I think there's a position 3D. Okay, check. Hmm. Okay. Found a script. Let's see if it works. It's in selection UI. Pretty much checking if it's in the camera. So let's do vector 3. Oh wait, what? What's the origin? What is heading? Okay, let's do this. World to. I think it's world to. So instead of this, here what I'm going to do is. I'm going to do world to. Let's do this here. World to screen point. So this is what it should do the same here. World to viewport point. So let's do this. And we'll do DDUtils. UI camera. So we'll get the UI camera as world to viewpoint. I'm just gonna log what that is. So let's see what this is. Y is 1.6. Interesting. Okay, what is it here? Y is 2.2. Interesting. So I guess the Y isn't? Okay, so then let's do... If I do screen point y minus 1, what does that give me? That should give me maybe the correct screen point. I think it might be giving the wrong screen point. Okay. Oh, why did this move? Okay, so gave the wrong screen point still. One point two. Okay. Yeah, so let's do this. If screen point y is greater than 1f. And then we'll say what? Oh, minus 1. Okay, let's play this. It's too high. So I guess let's try this. Nice. I think I can do maybe 0.2. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. Okay. Yeah. So we'll do that now. That works. So cleansing also works. That was a weird offside thing. So cleansing, we'll put that in works and spells. Discovery. I think discovery I will have to do a couple things now. Okay, so I need to change the bottom 3 cards of the deck to be I'm going to change the bottom 3 cards of the deck to be 2 spells, so you have to choose one. And then make it so that there's 1 spell, and then make it so that there's no spells. That's the best way to test this. So deck at, so 4 int I equals 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus, deck at deck dot count minus 1 minus I is equal to bottom of deck. Let's put an ancient plague, a robbery, and a loan. Let's set that to bottom of deck at I. So, set card. Okay, that will be good. And then we want to add a discovery here. Yeah, so we have 2 spells here, so we should be able to choose any 2 of them. So we done that. Okay. Which index? Oh, card show. Card show at I minus no, let's just do a J. Let's do J plus plus. Yeah. Okay. Let's run this again. Oh yeah. I forgot I had this song in here. It's not like Bollywood music. It has some English in it. Okay. We run this. Let's start. Okay, so let's play Discovery here. No error this time, it's good. Is that what was the bottom 3 cards? Yeah, I think so. So let's see if I choose this, it should say, please choose a spell, good. Okay. Okay, interesting. That works, interestingly enough. Now let's do only one spell. So here we'll put a cross. I don't think I restarted this. Yeah. Okay, so we run this and let's do this. Okay, choose this, choose this, choose. Okay. Couple things. Oops, I accidentally closed it. That's fine. Okay, so I want to make it so that the last I think there's only one thing, which is that the notification text wasn't set to empty. Okay, and then the other thing I need to check is when there's no spells. Let's add another cross. Hey Eva Boschnik, what's up? Glad to see you back. It was good, man. I mean, it was eventful. This is the third time I'm telling the story, but I'll tell it to you. So I went to the dentist, and that's far away from me. That's like, because we moved, so my dentist is still like super far. So we went there, and then we took my dog there. That's why I didn't stream on Saturday, because we took my dog there, and then we went to the beach. And when we went, there was a squirrel. So there was a bunch of squirrels. There's like a bunch, and there's too many squirrels to like do anything with. So they're like rats there almost. There's just so many, and then people feed them, so they just end up growing more and more. But there was this baby squirrel, and my dog just straight up went and caught the squirrel, like even while she was on the leash, and then just ate half of it. So half of the squirrel just like came off. My dog ate it, and then like its guts were spilling out and everything, and then it died right there. Okay, this is right when we entered the beach. Okay, and then we went down to the actual beach, and we were like playing, and then there was a guy there. He was like, "Oh, you should let your dog off the leash because you should let your dog off the leash because because like she's playing with other dogs and stuff. I think she'll be fine." So I let her off the leash, and then she just ran like out of the beach to like towards the like there's like rocks at the end of the beach. So she ran all the way there, and then she started like trying to look for more squirrels to eat, obviously. And then she like ran up. Now the thing is that on the other side of the beach is a highway, pretty much. It's PCH, and there's like a bunch of cars going. So she ran all the way up there, and then ran up and then like down and then up, and I was chasing her this whole time. I didn't have any shoes on and I didn't have a shirt on, but I was just running after my dog, and then my feet hurt like really really badly. They were burning because it wasn't like on the sand. It was running like on the pavement most of the time. And I ran for like a mile and a half, kept running, and this was like intense running. This wasn't just like a normal jog running. This was like as fast as I could go while also like not getting exhausted. So I kept her in my sights, and then at the one point she like ran up and she was about to cross the street while the cars were like going super fast. Like cars wouldn't have been able to stop for her. Like she could have caused a crash, sort of thing. It was pretty bad. But as she was about to cross, a woman like was able to catch her because she got a little scared, and then I was able to get her. It's like right towards the end. Oh man, it was so bad. Okay, I need to make it so that when the spell is gone. But yeah, so when you say how was my weekend, it was pretty eventful. Yeah. Eventful weekend is a way to put it. That dog, man. Oh, you did? What happened with yours? This needs to be in Discovery, right? Yeah. Just do this, and that's it. So Discovery works here. Oh, your Dane bit your boxer. Damn. Danes are huge. Oh shit. Damn. How'd that even happen? Yeah. To put it in perspective, Danes are like as big as humans. It's a Great Dane dog, right? Yeah, these things are so big. I think they might be the biggest dog, right? Jesus Christ. A blue Dane. Interesting. I want to see what that looks like. Oh wow, that's so cute. You have a blue one? That's so cute. Did you have her as a puppy? That looks so cute as a puppy. Wow. She's super cute, but then she bit your boxer. Man, dogs, you gotta always keep... They have that wild side, man. Oh, this is a hard one. Okay, let's see if this works. Bull Mastiff? What's a Bull Mastiff? Let me see. I've never even heard of this dog. Dude, it looks like so badass. Bull Mastiff looks like he can stare you down. Oh, it's so cute as a puppy. Yeah. Looks bad. Looks like he would like do anything for you. Okay, let's rerun this.
Took your smile back to New York, but you left a toothbrush. And I hope you bought a new one, but I'd love you toothless.
Okay.
I used to sing on the show, now I don't.
Oops. I'll just say this has one.
Make it fun. You took your smile back to New York, but you left a toothbrush. And I'd love you just the same, but I'm worried words lose weight.
Oh, no problem, dude.
You just as hard from
You rebuilt your entire game. Maybe I shouldn't have given you the explanation.
I used to like to go out before I met you. Now I just go out to forget you.
Nice.
Shoes on so strange.
So what were you doing before?
Air Force Ones. Used to like to go out before I met you.
Oh, no problem, dude.
To forget you. But my favorite
Okay, so we have the... So we take one card, right? Okay, there's no references, seems.
California now it doesn't work right. Yeah, beats and yeah, please, but damn it hurts like me. I'm not only just because you're all alone. Just when sweet said goodbye, well, I just happened to be
Oh, wow.
now it's broken. And I love
So you were like... You were adding the variable names and everything by program. Damn. That sounds like a lot of work.
I used to like to go out before I met you. Now I just go out to forget you. Put my nice shoes on so strangers can't
So you're doing 3D?
Force Ones. Used to like to go out before I met you.
Wow, that's like,
Forget you.
dude, I can't even imagine. Like I would get so annoyed if I had to do everything by hand. Well, I'm glad that you were able to solve that. What type of game are you making, by the way, or is it just like in this like this kind of anything concept phases?
I can't help it now, about to unfold on the centerfold. Yeah, you're a fairy tale,
Oh, I remember you told me something like that. That's cool. Sounds interesting. Sims Workplace Edition. Make sure you don't tell them that, otherwise they're gonna make it. Oh, that's funny. So you can climb the corporate ladder. That's funny. I love it. So you just work. So you work on that during your. So you work on that during your off time. So like, how often do you work like per day on the game? I mean. Four-ish? So this is you work 4 hours every day, and then you also do your own thing outside of that. That's a lot of work. Damn, I do 5 hours every day, and I don't do anything else. That's crazy, dude. So how much do you work per day? You probably work like 20-hour days or something, right? I mean, not 20, like 16-hour days. Damn. That's dedication, man. Damn, that's dedication for sure. Thanks. Thanks for chilling here, dude. That's hard work, man. Motivates me to work harder. Set the title text. So this I wasn't able to find ID. Okay, showing hand. Player showing the ID. What is player showing? Let's log that. So, Ivo Boschniak, do you have like prior coding experience, by the way? Because you say you did consulting. So, have you like done, or did you do like comp sci in college or anything like that? Oh, okay, I see. That makes sense. So you did a bachelor's in computer science, but you decided to go into consulting? Oh, wow. So you're kind of learning everything again. Yeah, because you have the thing, yeah. prior knowledge. Yeah, Unity is makes everything more fun because you can see things actually running on the screen. Why is this? Okay. Let's do 0 here. Saying it can't find it. I don't know why. Okay. Let's do that. How do you not get burnt out by like doing so much every day? That's like a lot of work. Yeah, Unity is actually pretty good for that. How do you not get burnt out by doing so much work every day? Oh. Paycheck, yeah, I guess so. You really like what you do, yeah. I guess that's. But even if you like really like what you do, it's like I feel like you still would get. I don't know. You just seem like you have a lot of energy. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, I don't know why. What is this? It's in, I believe. I wouldn't know. I have yet to build financial security. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's why like I like doing this because it's risky, it's hard, it doesn't work most of the time, but it's something that keeps me, something that will makes me like, okay, I gotta do this sort of thing, like something that makes you like kind of get up in the morning and be like, yeah, I gotta, like I still have work to do, you know, keeps you running, keeps your engines running. Yeah. Conversation's getting deep. Yeah. I mean, for different people, it's different. Some people actually don't think happiness is the goal. Even some people like you know those people who are super competitive. They just want to get higher. You know what I mean? Like you just want to make more and more money, not for happiness or anything, to just because it's like points in a video game almost. It's like one of those things where, oh, I have it, sort of thing, more than competitiveness. I don't know. It's like that. It's not about being satisfied or being happy. It's like about quenching a thirst, and you can't. I don't know if you would say that quenching. Oh, thanks, Master Indy, for the raid. Much appreciated. We were just talking about very deep existential stuff. But thanks a lot, Master Indy. Yeah, no, I agree, but I feel like one of it is I don't know. I think a raid is like when a bunch of people where like somebody takes their users, like people who are watching them, and then like kind of like sends them to our channel. What's Octalysis? Let me check. Is that a book? Oh, Drives of Human Motivation. Interesting. Dude, this is pretty good. I can see this. I can see all of this. Hey, Master Indy, what's up? It's going good. How are you? Oh, nice. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. Do you also stream yourself coding, or do you play indie games? Okay, Discovery. Oh, you make VR games. Nice. We're working on a VR game right now too. VR game but it's a contract work that we're doing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, usually on the stream I work on the game that we're working on by ourselves, but yeah, we're also doing that. So that's cool, man. Thanks for the cheer. I mean, thanks for the vote of confidence, Evo Bushnik. Dot Dream is the name of the company. We're Dot Dream LLC. The game is called Brave Eduardo. The game that we're working on, and right now I'm coding a card game called Buado, which is just Brave Eduardo with fewer letters. It's like I'm making it an online card game that it's like a party game, an online party game, card game. So yeah. And there's a really weird bug. Oh, did the command stop working again? That's annoying. Okay, it seems like command stop working, but let me. I think I can do this. I thought I fixed it, but I guess not. Let me restart that. Okay. So Yeah, I need to. I think I might. We might work the scene a little bit to make this a little bigger, so we can have more than 5 people. And I'm hoping I can get a green screen at one point, so I can change the background. I wish I could change it just to white. I could take out the white in the background, but I don't know how to do that because when I choose white on OBS, it like also removes like all the brightness. So that's just I don't think white works. I should just make it so that everybody who joins gets their own there, regardless. There's no like, there's no maximum. Oh, you think it's okay? Okay, cool. I was thinking green screen would be good if like I wanted to like have more space. But okay, that sounds good. Okay, so let me see this. What is it doing? Oh yeah, so I think what happens is here we have what's player ID equals. And we'll add it player ID here. Okay. So that will add player ID. Oh, thanks, dude. I'll just keep it like this then. I actually got my bigger computer. My dad sent it over, but I can't set it up yet because we're going to have the house painted soon. So I don't want my computer there while it's getting painted, obviously. I mean, there's no point. I would just have to take it out later. Can't wait till I get it because right now it's a little laggy, everything. Okay. But yeah, I think what we were, yeah, code on a laptop right now. Well, my laptop is pretty powerful though. It's like a gaming laptop. Okay, this is why. This is the problem. Top title text is null. Neither. It's Predator. Acer Predator. It's actually known to be one of the best ones, I think. Well, at least from when I bought it. Oh, I need to go to this scene. Yeah, I don't have top title text here. Yeah, okay, so let's drag the top title text in here. Let's drag the bottom one in here. Save, and then I have to build. Yeah, it's good, and it's cheap. Consider, I mean, not cheap, but it's like cheaper than all the other ones I saw. I mean, it's like Macs are so expensive. So considering that, it's pretty cheap. Considering that and like what you get. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I haven't had a game like not run at almost maximum graphics. Or pretty much maximum. Like if I close everything, then I can pretty much run a game at maximum graphics. And right now I'm streaming and running Unity, running 2 instances of Unity because one is the overlay. And I have Google Chrome and stuff open, so it's all working fine. So it's a pretty good laptop overall. But anyway, we were talking about this earlier because this is an interesting topic. I've thought about this a lot, like a lot. Is like in life, like what's the most important thing? So there are things that cause motivation for sure, right? Like there's things that motivate you to do certain things. There's things that motivate you with work. One of them would be money. One of them could be social, like being able to be like tell your friends or whatever, oh, I work on this. And then one of them is definitely passion and stuff. That's all like motivation, right? Motivation to work. But then what about like motivation? Like what, like, I mean, this sounds kind of like a little bit more than it is, but what about like the reason to like kind of live, right? To be. And I feel like that reason is always like changing. You know what I mean? So when you don't have enough money, maybe it'll be like, oh, I need to be able to make enough money. But then when you, the inner purpose. But then once you get enough money, then it changes to being like, oh, I need to have my own, like I need to have something that gives me meaning, or something that gives me, like I want to go after my passion. And then maybe once you get older, that kind of dies down or whatever. Maybe it doesn't, but, and then it changes, eventually you die, right? And I was like, doesn't that seem like, isn't it too kind of, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say I'm above that or at all, because I'm like literally in the trenches of it. So I'm not saying that I'm above it. But what I'm saying is that isn't that like you're always kind of chasing after something and never realizing what you want? You know what I mean? Like there's always the next thing. Like even if you think about purpose, right? And like even if you go as like deep as, okay, this is my inner purpose or whatever, isn't that like just going to the next stage of like chasing? Like you're just kind of, I don't know, like you're kind of just constantly going to the next thing. Oh wait, I need to name this wrong. Sorry, I was thinking. Okay. But like you're kind of just chasing the next like thing, even if it's as deep as your purpose, you're kind of just chasing the next thing. What do all those things? What do you mean by all those things? Like, like you mean what does purpose mean? Yeah, so I feel like those things, you want to fulfill something, right? You want to fulfill some sort of desire that you have or something like that. And when you do fulfill it, then there's always another thing that you want to fulfill, you know? And then, so you never really like fulfill the thing that you want, if that makes sense. You think okay, I can't choose. Let me see what else is wrong here. It's to be impactful, yeah. So I can see that. That makes sense to me. And I can see like, but I feel like it's, I don't know, this might be overthinking it, but I feel like once you've reached to the point, like when is it that you've made an impact? You know, like when is it that you have become impactful? Is it when your company is successful? Is it when you're able to help one person, or is it when you're able to help billions of people? Like when is it that you've made that impact? So is there like an end to that impact? Like, is it just that you want to help as many people as possible? Or is it that you want to make an impact. So your impact is helping as many people as possible, pretty much. That's your definition. I mean, that's your... Oh shit, I needed it to be the other way around. Need to run this again. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. So what I'm saying is, I guess it's a little bit different. Is what is the end of that? You know what I mean? Like, there's no end in sight. And so I feel like there's no end. And I feel like if there isn't an end, right? And I'm not saying there should be an end or anything. But if there isn't an end, then in a sense, you're constantly trying to chase after this one thing that you believe is the right thing, right? And no matter what it might be, even though it's like a noble, like your goal seems really like noble, right? Like you're trying to help people. Or if it's like, even if it's the most like least noble goal, which is like, let's say the drug lord is trying to sell as many drugs as possible or something. There's like still like, it's almost like there's no end to the cycle. And to me, that seems like, man, just like I'm doing this over and over again. Okay, wait, I have to focus. Let me just make sure I remember this. To focus just for a second. It's like a video game, but it's like an endless video game. Okay, wait, okay. Okay, we're good. The game, yeah, I know, exactly. Okay, let me play this. Okay, I don't know why it's not working on this one. I thought I made another build, but I guess not. Let me make another build. Yeah, but I see what I'm thinking is that if you have a goal in mind, whatever it might be, whatever, however noble it might be, like let's say it's like Jesus, like if you were to take Jesus Christ, I'm not saying Jesus Christ existed or whatever, but let's say he existed or whatever you believe as the most noble person, right? Jesus Christ, or you look at Buddha or whatever, and you see these people and they have this goal to like liberate people or that they're loving people or whatever. What is this? This is you. Wait, let me say this. So this is Kobe MVP, by the way.
Don't hurt him. Those moves, you could put an eye out, man. You just stand up real quick. Cat, hit it.
That was Kobe MVP, by the way. Or you just dance like that. That's the goal of Kobe MVP's lives. Just dance like that. But what was I saying? I was like, okay, yeah. So it's like it's like because there isn't an end, right? To whatever goal you might have, no matter how noble it might be, there isn't a point at which you are content, is what I'm saying. And I feel like, but I'm not like good enough to realize it, I guess. But I feel like what's the most important is finding that contentment at whatever position you're at, right? So you can still have the goal, right, like to get to a certain point. But no matter where you get and no matter what happens, you're kind of content with where you are at all times. And that might seem like pretty, like, oh yeah, that's like that should like that like I guess that might seem like it makes sense, but I feel like it's very hard to do. It's like true contentment is really hard to get. The thing where you don't need anything to stimulate you anymore. And I feel like you could spend a lifetime just trying to get it, and you won't be able to. Yeah. And so it's I feel like all these other things that you do, they're almost like they're it's almost like they're drugs. You know, they're like you get this rush from doing something, from getting somewhere, and then the rush dies down, you know, and then you're no longer, and because you're no longer there, I don't know why here this isn't working. I don't know what's happening here, but it seems like there's no like if there isn't a rush. I mean, if once the rush dies down, you being okay with where you are after that, and then like if you want to help people, or whatever, it's like a true. It's not for the rush. It's just for that inner like desire, but you don't. I don't know. It's too hard to explain while I'm also thinking of this. But yeah, that's really what I mean is that like it's true contentment without wanting that rush is really hard to get. I feel like that's what I want to strive for, but it's something that it seems to me almost impossible. Almost. Okay, I don't know why this is working on this, but it's not working on. Okay, let me see where the Unity editor log is located. It's in app data local Unity editor. User's username. App data local. Where's app data? Do not see app data. Maybe it's public. Nope. Contentment is just the end result. The hard part is finding the way to get there. See, that's what I mean though, right? Like, if you take like contentment, right, and then you say like, okay, you're impactful, and then you're more content, then that's almost like you're using like it's not true contentment, right? Then you're saying that contentment is a source to get it's like a stat, it increases, right? But contentment, like by default is not increasing anything. It's being okay with where you are at, no matter what it is. So there's no point where contentment can increase. There's only like the default value. So whether you're homeless or you're the richest person in the world, you're equally as content. Like it has no value. There's no value judgment in contentment. It's just content. So then if you're increasing contentment, you are by default just chasing after, it's not contentment, you're chasing after something. You're doing something, it's some sort of other drive. As a Gaussian. Okay. But okay, sorry, wait, I just have to figure out where the hell this is. Users, username, app data. Search Unity. It's not there, man. Oh, here we go. It still says app data. Okay. Okay, so it's like a hidden folder or whatever. Anyways, so what I was saying was that I think that, yeah, like what you're saying about like you being in a certain range, I think there needs to be a certain point in your life, and it's different for everybody, that you have to be at in order to be content. I do think that that's true. But I think once you reach that point, then it's up to you whether or not you're content. Like there's no way to increase it. Yeah, exactly. Local low. A local low company name. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if you've once, whether or not you're at 3 million, 30K, yeah. So what I think is fulfillment and contentment are two different things. Contentment is being able to be okay with no matter how unfulfilled, quote unquote, you feel. Fulfillment is being able to fill something within you to then hopefully get to a point where you are like content. So they are, I think they're related, but they're not, but they're like two different things. Maybe. I don't know, maybe it might be. I think it's, I don't know, it's hard for me to explain too, because I think it's like really like meta stuff. It's not something super simple. I've been thinking about it a lot though. Okay, so it seems like what's the card called again? Oh, you're not native English, okay. Okay. What's a good way? I don't know. I feel like I have to do this, so it's like hard for me to like think. But it's like if you take somebody who's super happy, right? Super duper happy, right? And just normally super happy, right? And then you take somebody who's on drugs and is super happy, right? While she's on or he's on drugs, right? Then you take those two people, put them next to each other, right? And then you say, okay, they're both happy though, you know, like they're both happy, but there's one person whose happiness is like innate, and there's one person whose happiness is from a drug. And so if your happiness is from a drug, then eventually that's going to die down, right? You're going to crash at one point. Eventually it's going to die down. I mean, obviously you might not crash as much, but it depends. But generally it's going to die down. And so, but if your happiness is innate, then it's never going to die down. I think when you reach true contentment, then you reach true happiness. As in you reach that point where you don't need anything else to increase your happiness. You're just by default happy. But I don't think that that's... It's almost like not possible. Almost, I think. But again, I don't know shit. I'm just like kind of throwing stuff out there. I guess this is a lot of talk right in the middle of the night, Eva Boshnak. A lot of deep conversation. Okay, so every player... When I play this... I can't for some reason choose. Okay, what's the card called? Yeah. Really hard place to reach. Giant survey, okay. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it's even going there. I don't know what is happening here. I know. This is a difficult card. It's a really hard card. Because and I don't know why it's not working on one client, but it's just not working on the build, but it's working everywhere else. This might be the wrong build. Well, let's see. Build test 3, yeah. Hmm. I don't understand why this works on one client but not the other, and because if I switch the order it still works. Which diagnostic tool are you talking about? We're talking about the console. We're talking about this, the console. I don't know which one. The one with the graph. Oh, here. The process memory. I have no idea. This was enabled by default. This is actually running on my server, not in Unity. So I don't know. But in Unity, you can do a profile. I think you probably know what that is. But if you go to general, where is it? Profiler. That's a better diagnostic tool. I don't know if I can find it. But there's a profiler. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, I don't know where it's under. But you can look it up. It's there we go. Analysis profiler. Yeah, an analysis. Yeah. So this tells you like CPU usage here. Also tells you your FPS and everything. It's pretty useful. You don't want to use it in the editor though. You want to use it on a build. Because editor gives you the wrong things. You want to make a build first, so go to build settings, build. And then when you run it, then you can check auto connect to profiler before you build. And then that will make it easier. Okay, so if I play this right, see, this comes up here. So I can choose something like this. Okay. But if that's the second player, then that doesn't even show up. See, if I do this, maybe this isn't the right. I think this is. Okay, maybe now let's try this as being the first player. Oh, really? Do you have a good computer? Let's run this. Ah. That's weird. Really? It shouldn't be slow. And there's still glitchy flashy cards. I haven't fixed that bug yet, but still trying to figure this stuff out. This is the hardest card out of all. I thought I'd be able to finish all the cards today, but I guess I was wrong. I might do some like off stream. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, so we're just using the wrong one. Okay, so here we'll say if card is not equal to null. Well, yeah. If you instantiate 500 cubes, obviously it's going to be in pain. So in Unity, Unity is a terribly, like by default, Unity is um, okay. No, so even if you don't have any loops in your update method, if you just create 500 objects, it's going to lag for sure, especially in the editor. Because Unity doesn't use multi-cores. Unity only uses one core. Everything runs on one thread. It doesn't support multi-threading. So when you have 500 objects, it's not like each one is divided well in between cores. It's all on one thread. So no matter how good of a computer you have, it's going to be limited because there's not going to be that many threads. So what you have to do, so there's something, if you need 500 objects, then there's this thing called Unity dots, but it's complicated. It's really complicated to use, especially if you're just right now learning Unity. I haven't even like fully learned it yet. I wouldn't even say I moderately learned it yet. I like don't know it at all, pretty much. But I think if I spent like a week on it, I'd be able to learn it. But I just didn't find the use. But pretty much, it's a way for Unity to use multi-threading, and it's sorry, let me just okay, so that did work. Just the next one isn't shown. So the only thing is though, so what you want to do is you want to use something called Unity dots. I'll actually type it here. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, this is the one. So you can look up tutorials about this if you need 500 objects. But what you better way I think to optimize is whenever things are off screen, you don't create them. You set them to inactive, whatever. You load in zones, so you do zone loading rather than just one loading. You need 50k. What do you need 50k objects for? That's insane. Then yeah, definitely you need Unity dots. You should look into dots. There's other ways that you can... Okay, so there's other ways that you can kind of do that without needing so many objects. I think, probably, but you have to get creative, or you can just use dots and just considering your game. If I think if you just use dots, then it'll be enough. But the problem with that is that if you do just use dots, it won't it'll be very complicated. It'll take a much longer time to make the game, and I don't know if you care about that, but generally speaking, I think that. But your game will be very efficient, so that's a plus. Okay, so I need to figure out why it's not sending it again. Okay. So show next hand, what is that called? Oh, okay, so I need to say this here, I think. Okay, let's run this again and let's build again. Yeah, it's a trade-off. Usually they say that you shouldn't build a full game using dots because the problem with dots is obviously it's complicated. So if you build a full game using dots, then you're gonna get like super confused, and it's gonna be very hard to bug test. Um, and you won't be using what Unity is meant for, which is like quick iteration of games. So you usually want to use dots in specific instances. So for example, let's say you want to spawn like 50 million bullets or like 50,000 bullets at once, then you can use dots. But like making your whole game with dots, you'll be able to do it, and there are advantages of doing it, but it's just would be a task, to say the very least. Factorio? I do not know Factorio. Let me see what that is. Oh, I've seen this game. I have seen this game. Damn, it has a lot of downloads. 60,000 reviews. Holy shit. I wish I could make a game that 60. I wish we get it. I wish we could do a 60,000 game. I think I remember they made a custom engine for this. They're still in early access for 4 years. Damn. Did they use Unity for this? I don't think they use Unity for this. Did they make that? I think they made their own engine. Yeah. There's a lot of stories like that. I don't know if you ever heard of the game Stardew Valley. Also, same thing. He spent 4 years on one game, and then made a lot of money from it. He's also a bachelor's in computer science. Decided to make his own game, and it's kind of like Harvest Moon. Yeah, and then he retired. I mean, he made millions off that game. I think he still works on the game, but okay, so but it takes that initial belief, I think. Okay. Interesting. It keeps going to the next one. This is a complicated card, man, but almost done. So first thing is we don't show next hand unless so yeah. If this, then you show the next hand. And then when you do show hand, it should remove the card from the hand. I hope one day me and John can make a game that does that. I'm hoping Brave Eduardo can be that game that does that for us. But we don't want to retire. We want to keep making games. We just want the company to actually do well. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's say player showing dot remove card hand dot remove card at player showing dot hand dot count. This one. And this is if, yeah, so we'll remove the last card and see what that does. See if that fixes it. Alright, this card I have to keep building in order for it to work. Team Cherry? We're talking about Team Cherry? Hollow Knight? Oh, Super Meat Boy. Yeah. Super Meat Boy is the older version of it. How long were they working on games before they made it? Just 1 year? Damn. That's pretty good. Much better than our 8 years. Or 9 years? Something like that. And I guess we started off casually, but still. Like 4 years full time almost. Okay. Oh, I think I've heard of that movie. It like goes over all those bunch of indie games who like indie developers who like were super poor, and then they made their game, and they like sacrificed a lot. Yeah, I need to watch it actually. Where is this called from? Okay, so because I think it's adding it too soon, maybe. Yeah, it's adding it too soon, okay. Oh, really? Hey, that's like us. I'll be right back, guys. I just have to go to the bathroom real quick. Yeah, that's happened to us already twice. So let's hope it this time is different. I'll be just right back though.
You took your smile back to New York, but you left your toothbrush. And I hope you bought a new one, but I'd love you toothless. I used to sing while in the shower, now I don't. Cause you're not there to sing along while you put your makeup on. You took your smile back to New York, but you left your toothbrush. And I love you just the same, but I'm worried words lose weight. Does it hit you just as hard from 3,000 miles away? From 3,000 miles away? From 3... I used to like to go out before I met you. Now I just go out to forget you. Put my nice shoes on so strangers can't tell that I miss your dirty Air Force Ones. I used to like to go out before I met you. Now I just go out to forget you. Put my favorite shirt on so strangers don't know that it looks way better on you. Took my heart to California, now it doesn't work right. Yeah, it beats and yeah, it bleeds, but damn, it hurts every night. You're not lonely just because you are alone, but ever since we said goodbye, well, I just happened to be both.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, that I really need to go to bed. But yeah, as that's already happened to us. So our first game that we made, we was, well, okay, we started in high school. So first game we made, we didn't end up finishing. Second game we made called, what was it called? Dream Arena. We finished it. Didn't do that well, but I mean, I guess we didn't really expect it to do that well. And then the third game we made was Neverending Night. We spent all of college in that. Didn't do well at all. And then the fourth game we made, which was recent, is called Mirror Blade. It was released 2 years ago. And then that didn't do well at all either. So, and that Mirror Blade we spent, I think, 3 years on. 2 years on? 3 years on. Something like that. But it probably wasn't a good idea to spend that long on an app. But you live and learn. Because of that, we got a lot of experience, though. We know Unity really well. Stuff like that, so... a lot of reasons. Mirror Blade, I think so it did get like top 20 in Europe, pretty much, and a lot of European countries it got like top 25. But I think the main problem was that we weren't able to keep up with like updates. Like we had to keep in an app, we need to be able to pump out updates really quickly, and we weren't able to do that. Because we just had a two-man team, and me being the only programmer on a game that requires so much server maintenance was just crazy hectic. That's one thing. I think the other thing is we made it too complicated. We should have made it like too complicated at the beginning. Like there was too many UI elements and stuff. So that's another thing. I think the third thing is that we are not really app developers, and game purchases, all that stuff doesn't really, like, we don't really like that stuff, and we were kind of trying to do it to make money, I guess, but that's probably the opposite of what we need to do. I think we weren't good at monetizing the game, and we just generally don't have the knack for that, I guess. So and we didn't design the game as a way to, how we're going to monetize it, which is what we should have been doing if we wanted to make money. So because of that, we just, like a bunch of those reasons, and also like the guy who marketed for us, just a bunch of things just weren't aligned correctly, and so it just didn't do well. So we're like kind of shifting gears completely with this game, and we have more of a better plan with this game. We also have like another income coming from like contract work, so that's kind of good. But so we're hoping that I guess it'll be better this time, uh, but we won't be able to see until really next year if it pays off. Until then, we're just kind of working to make sure everything works well. But yeah. Okay, so it seems like what's happening here is... So I guess in terms of downloads, it did okay. I think it got around 20,000 downloads or something. But monetarily, it did pretty bad. And that's pretty common in terms of the indie realm. Because it's like... people just aren't experienced. We weren't that experienced in it yet, so it just takes time to kind of get that. But I feel like the only way is to really just dive in and do it. At least for us. So, yeah. Okay, so card picked, player picked. Okay, so we do that, and then we say send the data with activate effect. The Brave Marauder is going to be a pay to play, so there's no reason to really like mono. There's no in-game purchases. It's just how good the game is depends on how many downloads you get to the thing. That game was an app, so this game is going to be released on Steam. It's going to be released on Switch and stuff, and you have to buy it. So there's not going to be any tricks that we have to do to get people to do certain things. Although from our app development perspective, we use some of that kind of game design in this game, but it's different in that in the app development game design, it's more about like obviously getting people to pay, but in this game where it's more about getting people to pay in-game money, which like they just have to farm for, they have to make money themselves. So it's similar, but it's just instead of paying real money, you're paying in-game like money you make by doing stuff in-game. So it's kind of funny that we're using some of that in this. Okay, so okay. There was a null reference because it was adding it too quickly. Oh. Okay. Okay, so we have player picked hand add to zone. So we're not. So we're saying, okay, reveal hand list out, remove card picked, reveal hand, remove card picked. Huh. Yep. This should work. It's doing it too quickly, right? So it's adding it too quickly. But it should wait here.